Hey farm friends, my name's Georgia from Grow My Goodness here in the beautiful Bay of Plenty, New Zealand. It is 7 o'clock on Saturday morning here, and while most people are probably just rolling out of bed, making their morning coffee, we are already behind schedule. We've got so much to do, so I'd like to bring you along to spend the next 36 hours with me while we do a weekend in the life of a market gardener. Let's go. The very first task for this morning is picking lettuce. We have to do this first thing in the morning because as soon as the sun gets on this lettuce, the plant releases its sap. It causes the leaf to become really bitter, not taste very nice. So we always do this very early in the morning to make sure that we're getting a really nice, fresh, crisp, good quality lettuce product. We do need to stock up our roadside stand this morning at 10:30, so we've got to start nice and early so we have some lettuce for the roadside stand, also for our market tomorrow. At the same time that we're picking here, we're also tidying these lettuces up, so you can see here the difference between the ones that I have picked and the ones that I've not picked yet. We have had an incredible amount of rain over the past month. It is summer here in New Zealand, but it has been very, very wet and rainy. Even just this past week, we had a tropical cyclone pass through, and all this wet weather has caused quite a bit of damage to these lettuces. So the outside leaves here, you can see they are just terrible. So we are taking off all of these bottom leaves that are not looking very nice, and we're getting rid of these ones, and then we pick the middle section here and we keep those for washing and bagging. With all of this rain and this heat, it's actually caused some of our plants to bolt and start trying to go to flower, so we need to remove these because they're no good anymore. And I'm trying to mix the lettuce as we go so we get a nice colour mix of red and green. So I'm just going to hop over this side. So we don't cut the lettuce off. Some people will cut and then the lettuce will regrow again and cut again. We actually just pick the outer leaves off. We find that this is a really good way to do it, to make sure that the lettuce is continually producing. It stays in the ground for a little bit longer this way, and we're able to really make the most of these plants. It takes a little bit longer, this process, but so far we're finding that it's really working well for us. I've got a lot more lettuce to pick. I've done that side. I've got to go all the way back down and do both these beds need to be picked. We've been a little bit behind this week. I actually have just recovered from having COVID again, so it feels good to be back out here. I was getting really bored at home and there's a lot of gardening to catch up on, so we'll get this lettuce under control and I'll catch up with you guys when I'm finished picking. Because of all of this wet weather, it splashes on the bed and that dirt ends up in the lettuce. So this morning the lettuce, there was quite a lot of dirt in there, so my dad has gone away, he's taken his time, carefully washed the lettuce, and this is our clean lettuce here in a bucket in a laundry bag, ready to start the drying process. So out here in our wash and pack area, which is still a work in progress, we've got our washing machine. Just going to evenly try and lay this on the bottom there to make it nice and flat, spins evenly, and we're just going to put this on a spin cycle. Spin, start. It takes about 15 minutes, so while that is spinning, I'm going to carry on here. I've got some lettuce here that has already been washed, spun. It's just about finished drying. This is very new here for us, but I'm going to do a whole new series of videos as we are building our wash and pack area, so like and subscribe so you can catch that video. I'm going to turn these fans on here. Now this is just about done, but all I'm doing here with this process is grading the lettuce, quality control, making sure there's no bits in here that we don't want to end up in the bag, so checking for any. I've already pulled out a few pieces and we just put them aside in the bucket, but it's not too bad actually. We do a lot of that in the field, but just looking for anything that we don't want to end up in our lettuce bags. I'm turning the lettuce, feeling for any moisture in there. Yeah, that's good. Alright, now I'm going to bag it up. So, we don't have very many bags left. Hopefully I've got enough for today. We've got our scales here. Our bags are 120 grams, so 125 is perfect. We try and keep a bit of air in the bag so that the product doesn't get squished. Give it a spin, give it a seal, and that is ready to go into the chiller. So I've got to bag the rest of this lettuce up real quick. It is just gone 10:05. They're coming at 10:30 to get their lettuce, so I got to get on with this. I managed to get a few bags of lettuce done before I ran out of bags, so Dad has quickly gone down to the shops to see if he can get us some more bags. But it's almost 10:30, so I've got to take this stuff down to the roadside stand. I'm going to grab it out the chiller, fill up the trailer, and head down to the stand. I'll see you down there. We managed to get down here and get the stand set up just in time. Right as we were setting it up, we had two people pull over that had seen it. We posted it on Facebook in our local groups and pages, and so a couple of people knew about it, got here nice and early, and they picked up some great stuff. So we've got some lettuce, a few cucumbers. My sister has made up some beautiful posies from the flowers in our garden. We've got plenty of carrots today, radishes, turnips, and of course sunflowers. It's about 11 o'clock. We got all of the produce stand stocked up. My dad just got back from the local shops with some more lettuce bags because I didn't have enough. And I've just got to finish bagging this lettuce a little bit more, and then I think it's time for a coffee break. So I'm picking the radishes. I've got the two different varieties here, French breakfast and the red cherry. And I'm just bunching them up as I go, popping them into our harvest crate. We'll just bunch them up with a rubber band. I'm going to leave half of this bed. I've cleared about half of the bed, and I'm going to leave the other half for next week. So I've got my crate of radishes for tomorrow's market. I'm going to go and wash them off. Right, radishes and carrots are done. I've got 2 crates of carrots, so we've got 24, and we've got about 24 bunches of radish as well. We'll get these in the chiller. We've been harvesting from this beetroot bed for quite a few weeks now, so we're going to take all of this out, crop this out today. Hopefully we'll get about 5 or 6 bunches from here. I'm not sure. We'll take some down to our roadside stand when we go and check on it soon, and the rest will be coming to the market tomorrow, and then this bed will be ready for flipping, so planting something new in here.
turn them into 4s.
Yeah, the slightly smaller beetroot I like to do in bunches of 4. There will be some bigger ones, and we'll do 3. So it's 3 or 4, really depending on the size. All right. After washing off these beetroot, you always find a couple that just don't quite cut it. So I've rebunched one. I'm not super happy with the look of these leaves, so I'm going to top them. Gives them a bit of a funny look, hey? Right. We've sold all of our lettuce, all 5 bags of lettuce, a few cucumbers. Definitely the radish has been popular. A couple of Gabby's posies as well. And the cash box looked good, so people are being honest, which is really, really awesome. And I just spoke to a couple of lovely ladies that had just stopped by on their way to their holiday home and seen it, and yeah, we're really grateful, really amazed. They said it looked beautiful. They grabbed a bunch of stuff and some flowers, so it's going well. I think I might have to bring some more lettuce down because the lettuce has gone so quickly, but I really don't have very many bags, so I don't know. Maybe I'll get up early in the morning and pick again before the market. I have to make that decision. I think I'm going to save my beetroot for tomorrow because we only had 10 bunches and it does sell well at the market. We just picked this whole stand thing up. I got it off a friend who lived nearby and then moved, so they kindly donated us their stand. Because we've got the produce in here and the sun comes through at the back, we need to add a wall at the back, so I'm just going to measure the back here so we can make a wee adjustment and add a wall on the back here. I think probably putting in a shelf as well so we can like stack the produce up a little bit more because it was pretty full in here too. Right, let's maybe grab some lettuce. It's turned out to be just a beautiful afternoon here. We've just had a lunch break and I had to pop out to the shop, but it's kind of good to get those things done in the middle of the day when it's just almost too hot to be out here. But it's 3:15. I've got a little bit of harvesting still to do for the market tomorrow. We're going to pick our cherry tomatoes and I'll show you guys what they look like after I've picked them all and how I'm going to package these for the market. Check this out. So we are going to go and put these into little punnets and get a nice little mixture of our different tomatoes here. I also managed to grab 3 cucumbers, which is nowhere near as many as we're normally taking to the market. But all of this weather, and I just went and kind of maintained all of the cucumbers during the week while I was here, so pruning them and winding them up and dropping some of them down, and I had to take off a lot of the older cucumbers, so hopefully in the next week we'll get some more cucumbers back on the market stand. It's 4 o'clock and I've finished picking all of the tomatoes. I have got 12 beautiful little punnets here of mixed tomatoes. I think they look amazing. They just so colourful and nice, and I'm going to put these away. While I was up there, I noticed that there's still some tomatoes that are laying on the ground. So I really need to get up there and do a bit of work on the tomatoes, stringing them up. They need string and hooks, and they also need pruning. So I'm going to spend a bit of time this afternoon doing that because all of our harvesting is finished for today. But I'll get these tomatoes away. I am going to have to close them up. While I am doing that, my dad is going to put compost on some of our empty beds, and then a little bit later on this evening we're going to sow some more beds. We're going to get some more radishes, turnips, carrots, beetroots, so hopefully get a couple of beds planted this evening. I have strung up all of these tomatoes here and pruned them. I've still got this row here that obviously I need to get off the ground as soon as possible, and a couple on this side. This whole middle section here really needs to be pruned. There's loads of suckers on here. This row is looking pretty good. I'd already kind of tackled this area earlier in the week, but unfortunately I ran out of hooks, so I need to make some more of those. I am almost out of energy, so that's enough of the tomatoes for today. My dad has been busy on this side of the garden spreading a nice layer of compost on these two beds. They look beautiful, ready for planting. I'm probably going to come back and do that a little bit later on in the evening. We might do a bit of flower picking as well for the market tomorrow. But it's nearly 5:30, so it's probably about time that we check out the roadside stand and pack it up for the day. Pretty good day for the roadside stand. All the cucumbers went, lots of radishes went, all of Gabby's posies and a dahlia bunch. Lots of the sunflowers went, so that's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. There's a lot of carrots left over, but there was a lot of carrots here to begin with. So yeah, let's pack it up. There was actually even somebody just stopped by and I just saw them walk off with a bunch of carrots. So even at 5:30, there's still people travelling past, checking out the stand. So I think it's been really successful today actually. Woo! It is 7:15. Dinner break is over and we've got 2 more jobs to do before we call it a day. So first thing is just going to sow those 2 beds real quick that we've composted and are ready to go. So I've got the jang cedar here. We are going to do a bed of radish, red cherry and French breakfast, and a bed of carrots. We'll get those watered, and then the last thing that I'm going to do tonight is pack up the trailer just as much as I can with our market supplies, so our tables and our gazebo, so that in the morning pretty much all we have left to do is just a little bit more picking of our greens and load up the trailer with our produce, and we're off to the market in the morning. So I'm going to get this set up for the radish and we'll sow some seeds. Start with the red cherry, because we'll do 3 rows of red cherry and 2 rows of French breakfast. Do you think? What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which ones? In that bucket. In that bucket just there. I was using them for pruning the tomatoes.
Today?
They must be in the other bucket. I'll get them. They must be in the white bucket that I've left up there. Left the snips out. So I'm going to do a total of 5 rows of radish here. 3 of the red cherry. I still feel like the red cherry is the slightly more popular option. So I want to have slightly more of those, and we'll do 2 of the French breakfast radish, which is slightly hotter but still a really good option. Oh, yeah, no, we won't mention that because I should have done 3 and then 2, but I've done 3 and then I'm going to do 2.
You've mucked that up.
Yeah, I have, but they'll still grow the same. Right, so now I'm just sowing the French breakfast radishes in between my 3 rows of red cherry radishes. I'm sowing our Samantha F1 carrots, which are the current favourite carrot. We get almost all of our seeds from King Seeds. They're a local supplier here in the Bay of Plenty. However, I'm pretty sure that they ship all over New Zealand. So if you're in New Zealand and you want to try these carrots, check out King Seeds. I'm going to do 6 rows of carrots. We pretty much always sow our carrots in 6 rows and it seems to work really well for us. So that's what we're going to do today. And then all I need to do after this, we are definitely going to be watering these. Although it's been raining so heavily, it doesn't take long for things to dry out around here. We've had a beautiful afternoon of sunshine. So we're definitely going to need to be watering these carrots. They're kind of a tricky one. They need about 2 weeks of consistent watering to get really good germination results. And we're going to be covering these with the insect netting. This is more than anything to protect these seeds from the birds. Last row. Right. Should we get some water on these first? Where's the soaker? Have we got a soaker up here?
Yep.
Oh. Right, we're going to leave those carrots and radishes to soak for a little bit and check in with my mum and my sister who are picking flowers for tomorrow. Okay, very nice. We have got amobium, some beautiful zinnias, amaranthus. I think my sister is going to do up some posies this evening to sell tomorrow. But man, I think this one's my favourite. Maybe the green. Some cosmos. Very nice shades of pink, purpley, white. Right, we're just about done out here. I just picked another bucket of sunflowers. My sister's doing up the posies. I'm just gonna chuck a few things into the trailer, but that's pretty much it for today. We're just about out of daylight, so I'm off to bed shortly and I will see you guys bright and early, about 6:30 a.m. tomorrow morning. Good morning. It is just gone 6:30, so it's market day today. We're getting ready this morning. We just had a couple more things to pick, like the giant spinach, rainbow chard, kale, and a few cabbages too. So probably going to be doing this for about 45 minutes and then packing up the trailer, and then we'll be on our way. Okay, well here's our little morning harvest. The cabbages, mini purple. We've stripped the outer leaves off and man, they look really, really cool. I've got my spinach and rainbow chard in here. I was going to do kale, and this is our kale here, but unfortunately I feel like it's a little bit too eaten to come to the market. Yeah, something's obviously been in here and had a good munch. Most of the leaves are looking like this, so I'm not going to sell it this week. I'll probably need to strip these back a bit and hopefully get some new leaves come through. Just 3 zucchinis. Yeah, that's all of our harvest. We're going to go and 7:05. We'll go and put this into the chiller for a little bit before we load up the trailer and get ready to go.
What are we going to do now? Coffee?
It's a big stack of crates in there. Okay, coffee.
Have we got enough on the board?
Right, trailer is all packed up, so fully loaded, and it is just about 8 o'clock. So it's time to go. We've got to go. Let's go.
Where's Gabby?
Okay.
Right, let's go.
Hi. Okay, we just arrived at the market. We found our spot, and now we need to unpack the trailer, which is a little bit of a mission. But I'm just going to put everything out the front and get the gazebo up. First, it is 8:20. Good time. Starts at 9. Ah, I've trapped myself in. Alright, we are pretty much set up. Wow, that looks really cool. Guys, it looks really good. My idea. Everything looks good. Okay, cool. Yeah, pretty much all set up. Flowers look beautiful. Look at these tomato punnets. I showed you these yesterday, but we've got red cabbages, my leaves, display leaves, carrot mountain. The last thing to get out is the lettuce. We've got just less than 10 minutes to go. I won't get the lettuce out until we're right about to start because I like to keep it in this chili bin, keep it nice and cold so it stays fresh. This is quite a long market, 9 till 1, so we'll be swapping the lettuce bags in and out throughout the day to try and keep them cool. Just these tractors. We are all set up. It is 10 to 10, so 50 minutes the market's been open. It's pretty busy this morning. Last week it was cancelled because of the weather, but it's a beautiful sunny day, so there's plenty of people out. sold lots of carrots and some flowers as well. But because there's 4 of us, me and Dad are going to head home, do some work, and we'll be back at 1 o'clock for the pack up. Let's go. We've just arrived back home. I'm probably just going to be here for a couple of hours, so there's so much to do, so it's always worth it for us to come back home if we can, even if it's just for a few hours. I'm just sowing some lettuce here. This is just mixed Salanova lettuce into trays here so that we can plant out our next bed of lettuce in a few weeks. So these will go into the glass house. Also, we've got some issues in this area here. So this is kind of our propagation area, and then our wash and pack is just over the other side. But we've got a bird's nest here. So obviously we don't really want the bird's nest in here. So I think all the birds are gone. So we need to get rid of that. We do need to figure out how we're going to stop the birds from getting in here, but they've left a great big mess we need to clean up. This is our wash and pack area down here. It really just needs a good clean because it is covered over, but these are really outside walls. We just need to give it a good water blast. So we need to take this down, give this area a good tidy up so that we can keep moving forwards with this area and building it. We've got just some compost and things we need to sort out. Stems from the flowers last night, and there's a whole big pile of sunflower stems and leaves from stripping them last night when we were bunching them. So yeah, quite a bit just to do here, so we'll see how much we can get done. We're going to head back to the market in a couple of hours to start packing up. So I'm just going to carry on and get this seeding done. All right, is it water blasting time? Yeah. Okay, all right, we had a bit of a tidy up. We've actually sown a whole bunch of lettuce seeds for 2 more beds of lettuce. We've cleared out the glass house because we had some stuff that was hanging around in the glass house that never got planted. So we've cleared that all out, nice and tidy, ready for lots of seeding to happen. We've cleared away all of the compost and bits and pieces that were left out in the field from flower picking last night, and it is 11:45. So the next mission, we need to take down our drying rack, which is going to take a little bit of work because we're going to put some carabiner clips here so that we can easily remove this, get all the electrical stuff out of the way, and then water blast this wall so it's just really nice and clean, and that's the next mission. So what do you think is the best way to get this down?
Put the drying rack up and then lower the whole thing.
All right.
So this got to go in there now, retie that onto there.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention to how that knot was tied. Oh yeah, I think I did it. I did a knot.
Yeah, that'll do.
I think that side needs to go up a little bit. Down a 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 bit. And then bring it over there.
Oh no, this will take.
Woo! We did it. Okay, we've cleared the wall, we got rid of our fan. It's 12:05, so it's time to go back to the market. It all wraps up at 1, so we like to be packed up right at 1 o'clock. We'll see how Gabby and Mum got on. I wonder what's left. Hopefully we sold lots of sunflowers. Yeah, let's go check it out. It's just gone 12:30 and we've arrived back at the market. Not much left. They've dropped down to one table. Come and check it out. So just one posy left, which is good. Heaps of the cabbages sold, only a few little ones left. I've dropped them down a little bit. Turnips, not so popular at the moment, definitely more popular in the winter. Radishes, only 2 bunches of carrots left. And definitely a few sunflowers have sold. We did bring a lot of sunflowers, but yeah, pretty good day with only about 20 minutes left to go. Oh! Ow! Yeah. Right, it is, yeah, pretty much 1 o'clock, so we're gonna pack up and get out of here. I like to leave the produce out to the very last minute. I just put it in a crate and we keep everything out the front while we pack everything down, tables away, gazebos away, because almost always somebody comes at the last minute quickly looking for something, so we'll see. We'll see if that happens or not, but keep the produce out to the last minute. How many? We brought 1, 2, 3, 6, like 7 crates with us, and we're taking 1 home, so that's pretty good. Nice. 1:10, we are out of here. What happened to my handbag? Drama. Okay, it is just gone 1:30. We've arrived back home. I've got to get this trailer back in the shed and unpack everything. And of course, oh, I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm feeling pretty tired, so it was a pretty late night last night, finishing at like 9:30 and then starting at 6:30 this morning. I've still got more to do, water blasting that wall, maybe sew a couple more beds, but I will see how I feel. I'll get this unpacked, have a rest for a little bit, and I'll check in with you guys a bit later on this afternoon. Hey guys, it is nearly 8 o'clock and it's been a pretty full-on day. I had a pretty good break, but my dad's been working hard and composted a couple of beds for me. So before we run out of daylight, I'm going to run the Jang cedar over them and plant a couple more beds. I'm going to do 1 bed of beetroot and 1 bed of turnip, and I think we're going to be just in time for a pretty good looking sunset. Well, that's pretty much it for this video today, guys. I hope you have enjoyed watching. I've certainly enjoyed having you guys come and spend the weekend with me. Let me know down in the comments below, did you like this kind of video? Was there anything that we did that you want to see more of? I hope that maybe it's given you guys some insight into what a typical weekend here at Grow My Goodness Market Garden is like. There's pretty much an endless list of things to do and there's never enough time, but there's always tomorrow, there's always next weekend. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more, and I'll see you next time. Bye.